Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. This is the one you don't want to miss. It stars Greg Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Captain Galaxy and all the old friends come along. Lord Willie, talking Skinner, and leaving you with a song.
Podcast 89, the Stone Roadie Show. Action. Well, looky here. It's another edition of the Stone Roadie Show, podcast 89. And I'm your host, Craig Reed, and this is my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. And why don't you just go ahead and kick it off this time there, Griff?
Okay, well, I apologize for my reception, my internet reception on the last podcast. I'm hoping I got it fixed. I called the cable guy up, and he came out, and I had a really bad rainstorm, and it waterlogged my box outside. And so he claims he fixed it. So we got that taken care of. We'll see how that works out during this podcast. And how about those donations up there, Craig? Man, we got some more donations. You want to talk about those things? Those donations?
Yeah, we got another. It's Jesus for Survivors. He sent us $1,110 donation the first time, and he just sent us another $1,890. So he's up to $3,000 now, and he sent a little note, and he said in the next couple of months here, he's going to be sending an additional $2,000. He's done pledged $5,000 here for this campaign. So we want to really thank you, Jesus, for Survivors, and then we got another one. We got from Andreas Koch from Foch Fire Laboratory from Germany sent us $220. He said he's a 1960s guy from Germany. He likes our stories about all of our little stories that we tell about the time that I spent with Lynyrd Skynyrd, that kind of era. He kind of likes those stories. So yeah, he sent us $220, and then we've taken in what are we taking in here? Wrong way. Here we go. Backwards here. How do I do that? Oh, there you are. We've taken in $6,977 so far.
Yeah, and that's just on the Stone Roadie Show. That doesn't include the ROCKIN for a Reason event that we.
Yeah. And we've given out $5,000 with what we gave Leslie here last week. So yeah, we've give about $5,000 so far. So my calculations there say we've got another $1,977 in the bank to give away, and we've got some more promises coming in. So when we get another 1,000 for everybody, we're gonna send that out. And I'm not asking for anybody to send in any donations. These are totally voluntary. We haven't never asked anybody to send anything. Then this is just totally voluntary, everything we've taken in.
But those survivors sure do appreciate it, because I'm getting phone calls from them, and they really need it, and they are ecstatic over getting money like that. They didn't expect it, and they're just so happy and appreciative,
Yeah, but you told me today that Gene is going to go hand deliver the money from we gave him $1,000 from the Survivor Fund, but then we've got money coming from the ROCKIN for a Reason we did last week. We were able to get up another 1,000 for everybody, and I guess Gene is going to go hand deliver Mark Howard his 1,000, and then Gene said he's going to go ahead and donate his 1,000 to Mark Howard, because he's going through some pretty serious issues. So that's awful nice that Gene.
Yeah, on the 8th, which is just in 3 days, Mark Howard's having some surgery on his leg to try to save his leg. And yeah, Gene, there's a lot of people that just like everybody else, everybody's got nemesis. Craig and I have a nemesis, we, we try to support that rocking for a reason. And there's even haters that, they try to block you from things. And there's actually people was getting threats from it. If you attended that rocking for a reason, you got a threat. And so those people are being brought out into the light, because they were doing some shady things. So yeah, you don't want to just donate to anybody. This is a legitimate podcast, and the people that you're sending this money to, they're getting the money. And so we wouldn't be putting it on here like this, if we were scamming anybody. So you guys, we appreciate it. And everything that you do is going to where it's supposed to go. So.
Well, I think Wednesday, I think we kind of touched on that. Our attendance seemed to be off, and that it was kind of funny that there was a little bit of scuttlebutt about some things going on where people were getting the word that the money wasn't going to go where it was supposed to go, and there was some bad publicity about stuff, and people were told that not to support the Rockin' for a Reason thing, and then after we did it, and there was a camera set up, and I don't know, it's really weird what happened. There was people that got death threats, and somebody said they were going to get their house firebombed and stuff because they showed up and supported Rockin' for a Reason. I've never heard of such craziness. One of those damn Lynyrd Skynyrd fanatic Facebook sites or something like that, and it's one of them things that guy that harasses me and uses my my home movies, everything that he does, he's from Australia, and every video he puts out, he uses my home movies, and I started telling him, hey, this is copywritten stuff, you can't just do this. And he's done it hundreds of times, I think, and I started telling him not to do it, and then he starts bad mouthing me, and then come to find out he's involved with that other character that was giving me a hard time and saying that I was selling fake stuff on eBay, and then all that was kind of connected to when I sold Gary Rossington's funeral brochure. All those people that came out and badmouthed me about that, and then it's just, I don't know. Some people just don't like me, but I put a target on my back,
Well, what they don't realize is Craig's son, Chad, is a private investigator, and he's on the job now. And
well, so there were police reports. I mean, we're just not out here just jibber jabber. And there are police reports filed where people got death threats for attending Rocking for a Reason, and somebody said they was going to blow somebody's house up. And these are police reports. I mean, we're just not jibber jabbering here. These are people, grown adults. These aren't teenagers or anything. These are
women.
The people that were threatened were women. We're not going to mention any name of who was threatened or what, but I guess we had that live camera set up, and people's mugs were coming up on that live camera, and then people started getting death threats for showing up at our event, and
that's probably why our attendance was down.
And then you were saying that Johnny and Donnie, you got word Johnny and Donnie were going to show up. Hell, Johnny was in Texas. Johnny was in Texas. Who starts this stuff, and why? And I have brain damage so it's really hard for me to try to figure this out. I have brain damage, so it's
Well, all I can say is whoever's doing it needs to crawl back in that hole they climbed out of, because if you keep it up, it's not going to be good for you. It's already not going to be good for you because Chad's on it, and I wouldn't want to be on the other side of Chad because he's like a bulldog.
Well, he's not part of the Jacksonville Police Department.
He's a private investigator.
But there are police reports in there. Whoever sent that thing that we're going to blow your house up, I wouldn't want to be you.
Yeah,
I mean that's
Yeah, so speaking of the Rockin' for a Reason, at the end of this, stick around because the part 2 of the On the Road, where I filmed videotaped a lot of the event, and part 2, the final part of that video that I shot, is going to be on the tail end of this podcast. It's going to be pretty long because it's like 50 minutes. It's a lot of music and stuff, but it's also interviews and things like that. So you guys want to stick around after the jibber jabber and take a look at that. So,
but we've been getting a lot of questions about the convoy coming up. And I've been checking all around here about trying to, and people been wanting to ride in the main vehicle with me and Griff and Automotive. Hey, let us to ride with you or whatever. And we can't find nothing up here to rent, man. And we were trying to get something with Mitch Scooby, a real tour bus, but he doesn't want to seem to get involved with that. So we're just kind of trying to put it out there and say, anybody that's got something that wants to get involved with the Stone Roadie convoy going down to Mississippi, if you want to kind of donate the vehicle that takes us down there, I mean. I'm willing to put up 500 or so, just as my share of, to rent a vehicle,
you wouldn't have to pay for the gas or anything, you just have to put up with us.
We don't want you to do, to donate, but I'll put up, I'm sure anybody that rides on the in the main vehicle will, put up money, and I imagine there's people out there who'll pay quite a few bucks to ride on the number one vehicle in the Stone Roadie convoy. I've had quite a few requests. So anybody that's got a real nice motorhome coach or whatever that wants to, maybe participate in this, it'd be pretty cool, So.
Yeah, I guarantee you it would be the time of your life, because if you've ever spent 30 minutes in a room with Craig, it's nonstop hilarious. So,
and you have my word, we won't tear up your vehicle. We won't.
Yeah, we wouldn't do anything like that.
It'll still be in pristine shape, but
But speaking of that, that monument thing, Brandon Miller, he was working on getting the statue, which is actually it's basically like what's already there, and I'll put it up on the screen here so you guys can see it. It's an etching of Ronnie Van Zant with a Gene Odom poem beside it. Pretty cool looking. And of course, Brandon's auctioning off the guitar, and we still have not quite 3 months to go, but that'll be here before you know it. And we'll get Brandon back on here to talk some more about how you can put money towards a chance at getting that guitar, really cool guitar. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm going to start talking to Dwayne Easley. I'm going to, what a great guy. I actually want to go up and spend a little time with him and hang out with him and maybe see what he's got planned and what we can do to work with him and help him out, make sure it's a success. So we're going to be working on the next project that we have, which is the monument, the 20th of October. And even Mark Howard said, if he has to have an ambulance bring him down there, and he's going to show up for that. So I'm sure Gene will be there, and I'm sure Mark Frank will, and even Paul Welch probably, if he
Paul
can
Welch, he's looking forward to it. He said he's going to be there. Yeah, he's going to.
So there's going to be a lot of people there, probably more so than what you saw at Rockin' for a Reason, as far as people that were involved with Skynyrd. So pretty cool. And that'll be here before you know it, right, Craig? We need somebody.
We don't expect anybody to get any death threats for being involved.
No, they don't want to mess. They don't want to mess with those.
But you never know.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with those Mississippi people. They'll drag you out in the swamp. But and then I talked to Mike Estes. Mike Estes, everybody's, where's Mike Estes? Where's Mike Estes? Mike Estes had COVID and he got pneumonia. I don't know if he wants me to tell this or not, but I'll do it anyway. And then he got bit by a brown recluse. It said 2 of them. So everybody wish old Mike Estes luck. I think he's on the other side, all that now. She said, other than that, he's doing good, but I don't know how it gets any worse than that. So another person I'm going to check on is Paul Abraham too. I hadn't heard from him in a while, although I have seen him posting some things. So, but I want to check on our old buddy Paul Abraham too.
I put up a picture of him today, and people said you need to get Paul back on. Yeah,
he's a hoot, old Paul. He's got some great stories. It's great when him and Mike both come on at the same time. That's what's really
and cool. I wrote Kurt Custer yesterday. Kurt Custer, he was Lynyrd Skynyrd, the tribute tour's first original drummer when Artimus, was when the tribute tour first started in '87. It was Kurt Custer and Artimus was doing percussion, and Kurt was the main drummer. But somebody said I should try to get Kurt Custer on, and I said, yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So I wrote him and asked him if he would participate, and I'm still waiting for a response.
And that guy,
he's like the first person I've ever asked to come on. Yeah,
Craig doesn't normally ask people. Hey, Craig, that Andreas Hawk guy from Germany, he wrote you a letter. And
he did. Yeah. He says,
what a cool guy. He's all the way over in Germany, and he plans on sending more money even. He's just kind of like installments. And
he says, with this letter, I send $220 for the forgotten survivors. I'm a great fan of you, and I watch your podcast from the very beginning, and I have seen every single one edition yet. I like your everyday stories about music, girls, and drinking, and wrecks and relationships in the 70s. I was born in '64, and I lived on a farm and was a kid, and we could not hear much music, but during the recent years, I've found that Lynyrd Skynyrd, I have a hard time reading this. It's written in cursive, and accompanied me my life for some years ago, and I started looking for back in history for these. It's hard to read this cursive, but anyways, so cool.
Yeah, and hey, well, let's give him a little bit of a story, because that's one of the things that people really like to tune into the Stone Roadie show for, is history about Skynyrd. And I was asking Craig about, when that smell came out and Gary's reaction to it. I mean, it was written about Gary with an oak tree, where he runs into the oak tree and he's doing all the drugs and drinking, and Craig.
Yeah, you asked me if Gary was a little intimidated about having that song come out and having, whiskey, brand new car, and doing cocaine, and it was Gary a little bit funny about having that song come out because it was about him, and I was going, that was part of their stigma, their what made them, that reputation. I think that's still why we're here telling these stories 50 years later, because of all of these stories, about them. It's
what, Craig, wasn't it kind of Ronnie's way of chewing Gary's ass out, by writing a song about
it was just, I mean,
because I know he was pissed off.
That was just the truth right there, hit you in the face. Whiskey bottle, brand new car, oak tree, you're in my way. There's too much coke and too much smoke. Lord, what's going on inside you? Yeah. I mean, God, there it is, pal, right in the kisser.
And what people don't realize is that when those guys wrecked cars and got hurt, then they were messing up the tour. That would screw the tour up.
Yeah, so. That one time, like I said, I think the last podcast, that Gary broke his finger one time, and Ronnie was really pissed because we had to cancel a whole freaking tour because Gary broke his freaking finger freaking around doing stupid stuff.
But then on the other hand, he takes a broken bottle to his hand.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ronnie, he was kind of crazy like that. So, but that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Knowing though that guy, he grew up over in Germany on a farm, and now he's just now getting to talk to Craig Reed, who was around all those guys, which he's a big fan of. So how cool is that? And he said he's going to keep sending money even. And then, hey, I got to meet Anonymous Mary at the,
I did too. Yeah, there was 3 ladies down there, 3 nice ladies down there. Yeah.
And she came up to me. She says, hey, my name's Mary, but I didn't put it together until she said, I'm Anonymous Mary, it was really great. I met so many great people there.
Well, you brought up you came up with those 3 women, and when you guys came walking up, she said, I'm Anonymous Mary. And then you said, you're Anonymous. You didn't even know it.
No, I didn't even know it.
You introduced me to that one woman as your new girlfriend. Because there was those 3 women there, and you said, which one of you is going to be my new girlfriend? And the one said, I guess I am, or something.
Yeah. but I don't want a new girlfriend now. I'm taking a break. Yeah. So that was pretty cool though. We did meet a lot of people, and there's so many people that, that I was overwhelmed. I was afraid I would catch COVID because there was so much handshaking and hugging and all of that stuff. And I was like, man, I'm going to catch something here for sure. Because there was a lot of people there. But I'm good though. It's been a while.
I think I signed every one of those VIP passes.
Yeah. Oh man, I was signing stuff. Even Automotive was signing stuff. Like, who am I?
That was funny.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of video, so you guys stick around after the jibber jabber here and watch there's going to be some more stuff there on the tail end of this podcast. So and it's going to be I guess you added on to this, it's going to be probably over an hour and a half or something, so worth of video. But that's why we're doing this Saturday night special, to kind of catch up. And then next week, you're going to have Kathy Godsey on, right, Craig?
Yeah, next Saturday, Kathy Godsey's going to do one. Yeah, people's been asking, where's Kathy Godsey?
And why didn't she come down to the event?
She continues to teach during the summer and even tutor during the summer.
Yeah, so she couldn't make it because of work.
She works with disabled young people,
and it's going to be a good one because she's got a special something she's working on for next Saturday, so you guys tune in for that. But we'll be on here again before then, so maybe we'll know a little bit more about it. Yeah, man, that's all I got, Craig. I don't have anything other than that, unless you got something.
No, I'm done.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up and then go to Griff Martin on the road. And this Griff Martin on the road is basically Craig Reed on the road, Reverend Reed.
That's what yeah, Jesus for survivors calls me Reverend Reed. Yeah, he sends me all these ordinary people that did wonderful things for Jesus. He calls me an apostle.
Yeah, and all of Jesus' apostles were big sinners. So, Craig would make a great apostle.
I'm a good apostle.
But hey, he is.
It ain't fun unless it's illegal or a sin.
Yeah. So whoever's volunteers the motor coach, Greg's going to be doing some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, we'll have a good time. Yeah, we'll be showing that if it's got a TV on it, we can show my home movies the whole way down there and stuff.
Maybe what we can do is we can get with Paul Conley, and between you and me and Paul, and we can come up with a nice souvenir package for whoever wants to donate a motor coach. It'll probably be thousands of dollars worth of some memorabilia. Maybe we can do something like that to hook you up. We want to make it worth your while. So, not to mention, I think you'll have a good time. But we need you to drive it because
I've got 3 or 4 dang RV places around here, but nobody will rent anything anymore. It's
Yeah, because we don't want a convoy following your car. We need a motor coach.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap her up then, Craig. And
all righty then.
Number 89.
Yeah. Happy trails to you until we meet again, and happy trails to you, and keep toking until then, and till the next time on the Stoned Roadie Show. This has been podcast 89, and we're out of here.
May the good Lord take a liking to you.
Alligator after wild crocodile. May the good Lord take a liking to you. Cut. All right. Here we go. Oh, hit that button and then stop that recording. Here we go.
Okay, Griff Martin here, and I'm at the venue, Rockin' for a Reason. The guys are setting up. Went to a really cool pre-show practice last night. Derek Hess and all the other musicians that were practicing there and doing some Rossington Collins songs. Man, you're not going to believe it. It's just amazing when you're in a room with these people and they're so dialed in on what they're doing. Really great musicians, and you guys are really going to enjoy this show. So here we are on the road, Griff Martin at Rockin' for a Reason. Okay, here we are with Tom Wills, and everybody knows Tom Wills. He was covering the plane crash. He's covered Lynyrd Skynyrd ever since the guys formed the band. So what do you think about this Rockin' for a Reason here, Tom, and meeting all your old buddies?
First of all, the music lives on. It's the genius of Ronnie Van Zant and the music which lives on, but also the love that all of these people have for each other, how they take care of each other, how they never have forgotten each other. And that's how this event came together.
Yeah, and all the things that you've seen and covered. I mean, you were at Hell House, and you got to be out there and actually saw the building. And then you were at the crash site covering the crash site. And all that time's gone by, and these guys, they're kind of struggling, but this event right here and you coming out, we really appreciate the advertising and the things like that, and it's just phenomenal to see all you guys.
I'll tell you, it was
together.
a joy in 2019 to meet the survivors whose names were not well known.
Right.
And the rescuers who still live in that vicinity, still live in and around Gillsburg, Mississippi, and have never forgotten what they were able to do that horrible night in October of 1977, and the bond that they have with the people that they rescued. It's just extraordinary.
Yeah, and then everybody coming back to Jacksonville, where it all began. So And you didn't have to travel for this, huh?
No, I had to drive here from my house.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you saying a few words for the podcast, and we appreciate you coming out and supporting us and all the things that you did. And you finally got to meet Craig.
Craig, who was a huge help to us from his home in Ohio.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's got
some
those
really good pictures. Have you heard?
Oh yeah, he's got all those Craig Reed movies. He was the only one that thought about taking a camera around back then. Nobody thought about that, you know. Craig just wanted to sit around and watch home movies with his buddies is what he wanted to do.
Now those movies are immortal.
Yes, they are. Okay, well, thank you, Tom, for saying a few words, and we're glad you came, and we really appreciate everything you do.
Thank you for asking for a few words.
Thank you so much.
One thing that came.
How you doing there, Jeff? Look like you.
Oh man, having a great time setting up the show.
Yeah, man. You're
Can't
a
wait to
roadie.
hear everybody. Yeah, it looks like it. I've been hanging around Craig, so.
This is Automotive, and he's just like me. We're hired hands that we're not getting paid, but we don't mind.
No, heck no.
Right?
I love this. I love it. It's a great cause.
Yeah, and
I love everybody that's helping out and getting involved. There's a lot of good people out here.
yeah, man.
I look forward to the show. And you too, Griff. People have no idea how much you do. They don't.
Well, it's fun for me. Fun for you. We have fun, don't we?
I have a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right,
A lot of
man.
great people.
Good job.
Thanks.
Okay, here we are at the Rockin' for a Reason event, and we've got the guys up on stage warming up. People are gathering around. Pretty nice little crowd starting early. And gonna have an auction later. Gonna be some really cool items. And I'll try to do a little bit of videotaping throughout and kind of touch on some of the talent here.
All right, where's the cord at? Now, where's my guitar cord? They might have plugged it into the acoustic.
Right here.
Thank you. Are y'all ready? I learned this just for this show tonight. So y'all be with me in heart and y'all know the words, help me sing it. 56. Had all the moves and you knew all the tricks. Left all the ladies in a hell of a fix. When your voice took wing, you'd shake around and oh, how you'd sing. Just an old boy from Memphis with a big diamond ring. Country girl's prayer in a city girl's dream. Hail to the king. But it's all right now. Keep on singing loud. It's all right now. Heaven should be proud. Here comes Mary, here comes Lee. I'll bet what they want to see. I won't let them stretch their necks. See my little black egg with a little white speck. And then I got to the river, so lonesome I wanted to die. Oh Lord, I jumped in the river, the doggone river was dry. She's long gone, and now I'm on. Well, I had to be a woman, she couldn't be true. She made me for my money and she made me blue. A man needs a woman that he can lean on, but my leaning post done left and gone. God, for all the world to see, it's never old, it grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, now don't you worry. You know I love you
Those boys have been waiting there for you to carry you through the world. Not a day that goes by that we don't think of you, the music that you brought to
tell us about the crash. If you're okay speaking about that, just going through those moments. Obviously, a lot of people, what was it, 20 hertz has died.
Well, yeah, the night before we partied a lot, so I was kind of the last one on the plane, and I just kind of poured myself into a seat. We just started playing cards. There was like 4 of us, and so then they just started talking about, you know, we were running low on fuel, and we were playing cards, and we weren't paying a lot of attention really. And we partied quite hard the night before, you know, and so then the situation kept getting more serious, and then we quit playing cards, and I wasn't real concerned about it because we were following a pipeline, you know, where they clean out trees to put in a pipeline, and I thought we were going to land it in there, but at the last second he kind of went for a field off to the left, and then we didn't make it. And all I remember was just the brushing of trees, and then bang, 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 and I was knocked unconscious for like 2 weeks, and that's all I remember really. Yeah.
How tough was it for you after those 2 weeks when you kind of regained consciousness, you realized what had happened?
Well, I woke up and they kind of kept it from me because I was in shock, and they kind of kept it from me as to who had been critically injured and stuff, you know. And after I found out what happened, I kind of wanted to get out of there pretty quick. So, I kind of checked myself out prematurely, you know.
What's today all about? Talk to us a little about tonight and what's happening.
Well, I was on Facebook, and I didn't really talk about my previous life with Lynyrd Skynyrd much. You know, I was known as the guy that was always in Facebook jail. You know, and then a bunch of people started writing books, and my name kept coming up in these books. You know, and they go, well, that's that guy that keeps getting thrown in Facebook jail. You know, and so I'd come back on, and they go, hey, you're in these books, you know, why don't you write a book? And I go, I don't want to write a book, you know. So that was during the COVID thing, and this Music Explorer magazine guy kept calling me and wanted me to do a podcast, you know. And I said, well, what do I need? You know, he said, just get a camera and a microphone. I said, okay, well, so I went and got that, and then he got COVID and got sick, and my friend Griff Martin, he said, well, you know, I've got a camera and a microphone, you know, people are asking me questions to ask you because he's a friend of mine. He says, just let me interview you. And I said, well, okay, you know. So we just started doing them, just messing around, you know, and just, you know, people would ask him questions to ask me, you know. It kind of seemed like a pretty cool thing, instead of me writing a book and writing about things that I wanted to write about in a book, just have people, you know, ask questions what they wanted to know, you know. It's kind of why you read a book, you know. So we just started doing it, and people go, wow, you guys are really good at this, you know, and you're going to make a lot of money on YouTube one of these days. What are you going to do with all the money, you know? And we just kind of joked around. We go, but we'll donate it to the survivors.
Run me through, you know, get there.
Well, it actually started off with a helicopter going over my own dad's house. Really low. Went out. About the time that helicopter went over, I got a phone call from people down southwest. The plane had gone over their house with no engine running, and they knew it was headed toward our house. So
Baby, I want your best.
Are they done? I went over.
That's what I've learned. You got to do.
Thank you. Glad you're doing okay too. Need help? You good?
Take a minute. Yeah.
sidewalks at some point like a rolling stone, cold and all alone, living for the day my dream would come. Never cared for school or any golden rule, and Papa used to always say I was a useless fool. To show me what's wrong, and head out on the road, singing my song. The man in my way, yeah, you think the things that I breathe all the For you guys that don't know, there's a line in this song that was written about Craig Reed, the line that says one of the crew had to go with one of the guests. The song, Ronnie Van Zant wrote that line about Craig Reed.
I'm supposed to just stand here and look perfect.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Hess back here on the drums.
Hey guys, I want to let everybody know something. This right here, what you see, we practiced one time before this show, so how about y'all make some noise, huh? Some of us haven't even practiced together.
So Craig wants to know if it's okay with everybody out there if he sings back up on this song. One more time, can he do it? All right.
The sentimental fool. Don't let your heart slip away. Cause if darkness is upon you, it's like a needle in your arm. So take another joke, have a lovely note. One more drink before we drown you. Hey, yeah! Ooh, that smell. Get the smell, that smell. Ooh, that smell. The smell that's around you. God bless Gary Rosington. May they call you Prince Charming. Come on. Smash me good world here for real. Come on, sing it with me. Say you'll be alright from tomorrow. Your turn, come on. But for you, yeah, yeah. Ooh, that smell.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep token until then. Yeah, the Road Stony Show.